Hey, happy Sunday to all. Hey, guys. Oh, boy. Hey, guys. It is Ryan Feathersley Pigeon Auctions. I had to change my shirt, so my hair got a little bit screwed up, but don't worry about that, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Another Monday. That means another week. Another week of fun. Fun, 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 fun. The fun never ends. Tonight, we're going to hit it off with they got these gin and tonics. This is the Mediterranean tonic water. Very good. Yep. Oh, oh yeah. She's a good one. Again, guys, this show works best when you participate. What does that mean? Participation. Participation is key. Let's see if that's working. That is. Let's see if we are on YouTube and Facebook. I haven't been on live. The last time I was on live, I guess was it with Lars? Yeah, it was with Lars. I think it was with Lars. Was it with Lars? I can't remember. Hmm. Let's hope that this is on. Let's see if people come on. Make sure my signal is good. There we go. Luca's with us all the way from Southern Australia. He's also known as Sunshine. He on the trip he gained at least 1 year in manism. And I'm only playing with you, Luca. It was fun to have you on the trip. I seen you guys were talking about some stuff on the other day. You guys were playing. Mike Green says hello. Hey, Mike Green. You guys were talking about letting out your old birds with your young birds. Guys, don't waste your time. Let your young birds be young birds. Let your young birds be young birds and let your old birds be old birds. You know? Do you know what that means? When you were 15, you didn't want to play with 6-year-olds, did you? No. You know, if you were on a soccer team, you didn't want to play with 6-year-olds. It was no fun. So it's the same with pigeons. And I seen in the group chat you guys were talking about letting old ones out with young ones, and it was for the hawks and blah 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 blah. Forget it. I hate making excuses. You're not going to stop a hawk. He's eating a young one. He's eating an old one. You're going to eat the same shit no matter what. Anyways, I had to get that off my chest because you had messaged, and I had seen how is it going, Terry? What's going on, Terry? Where are you from? First drop. What is this? Is this how are you doing? What is the name here? What is it? I can't see it. First drop equal last. I like that. First drop is nobody says first drops equal first, equal last. There you go. Seven Hills Loft says top of the evening to everybody. Top of the evening to you all. I wanted to give a big shout out. Yesterday we had the Serge Van Alsecker auction that closed. That was a great auction. Some real good birds. That one's in the books. And we got white pigeon lofts running. Again, maybe the best Gabby collection. I think maybe top 2 or 3 in the world. Again, for dollars spent and for top results, white pigeon lofts, guys. If you haven't taken the time to check them out, White Pigeon Loft, please do so. It's on our website. Of course, let's see if I have the photo here. Photo. Where are we, little White Pigeon Loft? Bop, 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 bop. Let's see. I'm looking. Oh no. Do I not have the photo? I thought I had the photo. That happens to me. No, I don't. I don't have the photo here. Anyways, go on our website, Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions, and you will see it. Other than that, though, hey, tonight we are going to show some birds from the one and only Dirk Van Dyke from the center. This is the elite pair. I will have them on tonight's show. You're going to see the cock and the hen. And again, we're going to talk pigeons. So if you guys want to talk pigeons and you want to help me out, don't be shy. Here in Belgium, tomorrow's the 25th of November. Guys are starting to pair up already. And reminder, guys, they can pair up early because they are going to play early. These birds that they're going to breed now are going to be hitting the races in April and May. So that's why they're pairing up now. First rounds, a lot of guys in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Everyone's pairing up. A lot of the lofts around here, you drive in the back, you see at night, people's got their loft lights on, getting ready to go. Bakersfield. Is that in Bakersfield? Bakersfield, Idaho, Illinois? I don't know. Guys, don't be so quiet. Don't be so shy. I need some help here. I'm a little bit tired tonight. I had to drive yesterday after I went to Milovic Pigeons yesterday. I had to drive all the way to Bruges. That was about a 2-hour drive. Oh, California. Thanks, Mike Green. Bakersfield, yeah, I was in California. What am I thinking? Bakersfield. Anyways, I had to drive to Bruges last night to meet up with Darren May, and I was lucky. We met at Vandervalk Hotel. I went and had a dinner with them and had some drinks, and I had a Spanish coffee, 2 Spanish coffees. If you ever have a Spanish coffee, I think you'll really enjoy it. Great after dinner treat. I had to pick up the pigeons that we will be auctioning from the UK. So, my man, Frank Wildwin. Hey, great interview with Dirk Marsh yesterday. Very hard selector for birds to reach yearlings. Yes. Yeah, he's looking only at the certain. They got to be top prizes. Pigeons that score good prizes, okay, but they're looking for pigeons. They'd rather see pigeons that score maybe 2 or 3 times in a season right up top than a pigeon that's scoring but a little bit lower, because they're looking for those explosively great pigeons. I did the sit down loft auction preview show with them today, and he's co-breeding with Thule. He's co-breeding her with 5 First National pigeons. That's an uh, incredible co-breeding that he's going to do. Morning from down under. Good morning, Jeff. Oh, we got all 3 guys from the Pigeon Boss Tour on. We got Jeff, and guys, if you see this name, this is Frank Wildwind. Don't worry about that name. It's Frank Wildwind. Frank, I hope you're doing good. Not so wild tonight, are you? Yeah, good sit down interview today. I hope you guys enjoy the loft. You'll see the old clocks, how they used to run with the gummies. Friends, I had friends in on the interview today. I wish he could speak English. He can understand me, but he understands, but he can't speak. But he really enjoyed the pigeons today. He looked at them again. Again, father and son team, great. Those pigeons are fantastic. Pigeons that can just go week in and week out. And the selection is so hard that if you can't make it, they don't want you. And they're professional pigeon loft as well. I think you have to grade hard if you want to be consistent in the front. Yes, I think you do. Michael Peevler, welcome to the dance. You're a little bit late tonight, but better late than never. You're only 13 minutes off the pace. You might want to check yourself for a respiratory problem. It was funny the other day. I had Geert Wagens. He said, "Ryan, your eyes are so red. They're so bloodshot." And he thought it was from the Duvel. I says, "No, it's just the hours here." A lot of people don't know. Last night the auction went off at I think 1 o'clock in the morning. It finished by the time we were done. It was 2:30. You tidy up, put the birds back out. I didn't really get to bed till 3:30, and then this morning I was up. I was organizing the birds from the UK to get them photographed. I've got to photograph 20 birds, or no, 16 birds out of the UK plus the Milovic pigeon. So that's 20 birds. Got them all organized now, but I've got to still do that. I got to do that. I think tonight I'm going to work on some photos after this show. But yeah, I went to bed at 3:30. I was up at 7:30, and I went to Eddie Jansen's. We're going to be working with Eddie Jansen this year. Again, another top-notch uh, middle distance sensation. A guy that really gets a lot of good results. Flies in the same area as Serge Van Alsecker. They trade the paint. Good pigeon man. He's going to be a really good interview. A very, very knowledgeable professional pigeon man as well. But he's a professional pigeon man that puts his pants on like you or I. He doesn't have a big head. Not high on himself. Always gives the credit to the pigeons. I was there today for, I would say, about 3 hours. And what I liked was we didn't talk about auction. We talked about life. We talked about stories and pigeons. We talked about how the cannibal got his name, and we talked about Dirk Van Dyke. And we talked about interesting pigeon things other than his, things that we both see in pigeons, or credit that people take over the pigeons when really the pigeons should get the credit. It was quite interesting. Now I'm working your hours. Oh, I know, Mike. I know what it's like. I'm glad you enjoy the loft tours. I'm glad. So I went to Eddie Yanson's this morning, and then I came home. I had to grab some groceries, and I had to go over to Dirk and Franz and Dirk with their pigeons, and do the lots for the auction. Sit down and talk with them. So we did that. Then I come back here. I have some dinner, and now we're on the show. So we're gonna get that done, and then we're gonna probably do some photography for the night. Randy 12, how's it going, Randy Bobandy? How are you? I will say hi to you. And I'm gonna have my sip of gin and cucumbers. I might need a double espresso for tonight, but that's okay. What else was there? Oh, we've got the Schumacher birds. I'm going to show them here, not right away, but in a little bit. We'll wait till a few more people come on. So, what's on everyone's mind? What are you guys thinking? Oh, also, big shouts out to David Tracy, Mike Green, and Jason Mihalik, putting the Pigeon Boss Awards out there, and they're applying to win. Guys, this is what we're asking for. Put your results in. If you've purchased pigeons from Feathers Elite and you're getting results, hey, just take the time. It's easy. Go on the website, fill it out, put it in. It's okay. Don't be shy. Pigeon Boss Awards time. Get her in there. I'm going to leave that up so you guys know. And I really push people to do it. Come on, let's get going. A fun fact, we sold from Darren May, a direct child of Spider-Man. We sold it 3 or 4 years ago, and Darren said to me, the guy that purchased it has already bred 8 winners from it. And I just found that out. He also said that Dave Wood contacted him from Southern Ontario and said that the pigeons he purchased from our auction bred winners. Guys, we're giving you an outlet to post your results so you can win some stuff. And you know what? Help your competitors out a little bit on what birds are working. You know, sometimes, and I say this, if you post up your results, okay, so let's just say, I'm going to throw this out there. Let's just say you buy, you were the one that bought the child from Spider-Man from May Pigeons, and you post up your results. Someone says, "Oh wow, Mike Green or David Tracy or Jimmy Smith owns that child of Spider-Man. Maybe I can contact them to buy a child off it." Do you see what I'm saying? You're helping it. You're helping yourself market. We're giving you a platform for that, and you have a chance to win a little bit of money. Feathers Elite Bucks. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Let me post up here what I wanted to post up. Boom, boom, and we're gonna get to these pairs here in a minute. Boom. Let's get to the comments if there is any. No comments. Again, not a lot of comments tonight, guys. We're not going to make it a long show. If we do get a lot of comments, we're going to make it a longer show. You guys got to help me out. But again, I looked at our chat group with my friends from Australia, and maybe sometimes I don't read every message or I catch quick glimpses. And guys letting out old birds and young birds together. Guys, keep your young birds and old birds separate. Let your old birds be old birds. Let your young birds be young birds. I don't think it helps them. If anything, it hurts them. Old birds don't want to ramble the same way as young birds do. It puts them on a leash. That's the way I'm looking at it. I want my young birds to fully experience young bird isms. Okay? You only learn things when you're a kid by experience. If you get no experience, you don't learn nothing. If your parents leave you in your room, you're not going to learn nothing. You got to go out there and experience the world. You got to slip on the ice and fall. You got to get stuck in the mud. But anyways, we got the Van Dykes up on our auction. They're going to close on Wednesday, so we are going to look at them. Again, it will close at 6 p.m. Wednesday evening. So that'll be good. And again, you can't get any more from Dirk Van Dyke. But hey, the center has directs that they purchased from Dirk, and this is what we have. So I think on this note, since you guys are as quiet as church mouses, Jesus, I thought I was tired. You guys are, come on, voila, let's go. Help out, folks. Let me get to the full screen here. I'm going to pull out the blue checker cock. He's a real gorgeous one, this guy is. Oh, yeah. He's a nice bomb. Woo. Take a look at the cock here in the match pair. Lars, he did real good on this pigeon. Is he perfect? No. Vent bones are strong. A little bit open. It's fairly nice and balanced. He's got a gorgeous head on him. There he is. Showing real nice. Soft, silky feathers. Ooh. Oh, I had one person say, when the pigeon's in my hand that wiggles a little bit, acts a little, I call it nervous. They call it wing. Somebody, pigeon online education says it's called winging. I've never heard anyone use this terminology, so I'm not going to use it. Most guys say, hey, it's a little bit of nervousness, a little bit excited. That's what I'm calling it. Again, I call it what I want. If you want to call it winging, I would never say that to a breeder. They're going to look at me like I'm backwards. But hey, if you're using the terminology like winging it and you say to me, he's winging it, I don't know what that means. I would have looked at you backwards and sideways. But now I've learned if someone says this, I'll be like, okay, I guess this is a terminology that I've never heard. But there's the cock. Oh, he's definitely a little bit nervous. There you go. But I do find it funny how some people talk. It's like same thing. I prefer to call pigeons cocks and hens, not males and females. I just think it's proper. I don't say we're going into the coop. Coops for chickens. It's called pigeon lofts. There he goes. A little bit calmer now. So there's the cock in the sale. When is the 60-minute show going to air? Oh, not for a while. They're getting content in that. That was pretty fun. That was pretty fun. Hold on, we got some more content. Wait. Let's get to all. Hold on. Mike Green's first comment says, "I've had success with children in the breeding loft off of Feathers Elite Breeders." Thank you, Mike. Heather Collins, hey buddy, what are you drinking? It looks good. Gin and cucumber and tonic, but I'll tell you, you can find this Mediterranean tonic water. It's real good with the gin and that little bit of cucumber. Just slice a cucumber up. I use a small cucumber. I just use a whole one. You can eat the cucumber if you want. It is good though. Let's see. Michael Peeler. When is the guy coming in for the tour? Possibly Thursday. We're hoping. Fingers crossed. Don Diablo, good evening, good evening. Alpha Pigeons, what's up, my friend? When is the 60-minute show gonna show? Did they last week going to air on TV? Yes, it will air. I will let you know. I don't think you're gonna see it until about the end of February, March sometime. It was quite a day. Uh, it was interesting. It was fun. It was good. And you know what? I'm really happy. 60 minutes. Um, they look at a lot of people and only certain people they want and make the grade. Again, I don't know how much I'm going to be in it, but I know my interview with Sharon. It was fantastic. We had a real good time. And what I really liked was the crew came back on the Friday night, the closing of the David Peters auction, and they filmed my whole auction closing, how we do it. I know Jeff Henderson and Frank Wildwin and Sunshine there. They seen how my auction closes live in a room, how we do it, and they were blown away to see like how you actually produce a show. Me and Leah, how we do it from two different locations in the world, how we put it together with with technology. Again, we're not professionals at it, and as Guy said, the quality that you're putting out, it's second to none. It's really really good, and I took that as a real compliment. I mean, 60 Minutes is a show that's, I think it's one of the longest running shows. Um, and to have those people compliment you on this uh, is pretty a pretty good moment inside. And sometimes I think in life we focus on too much of the negative stuff, or people aren't happy, or this or that, or you forget to look at the bigger picture and the positive things. Um, Being positive, I think a lot of time we focus on negative stuff, and same with some of these breeders I meet. They're like Eddie Jensen, such a positive guy, and I think you guys are going to really enjoy the interview when we get to him when it's his time here in the next few weeks. Pigeons handled far greater when they are calm. Frank Wildwin, good point. Calm the pigeons down, guys. I always say calm them down. But you are going to get sometimes a pigeon that's a little nervous. Sometimes the pigeon doesn't like your voice. Sometimes I'll do the shows and the pigeons aren't used to the speaker. If I have the speaker going and they hear Leah's voice, they don't like it. I can tell. Are you going to Germany for the show? Yes, I will be. Always a pleasure watching you and Lars. We will have Lars on Thursday. I'm going to have my man. Also, I'm going to have Marcel on. I might have Marcel on again this week. Might talk to Marcel about selling at the Lear Market, because he did do that and he had some really interesting stories. So I'm gonna sit him down and ask him a few more questions. I think Marcel Very good pigeon, man. Again, I think pigeons you can get very underrated with great results. What else we got going on here? Come on, guys, crowd, don't have it go quiet. But yeah, I will let you guys know when the 60 minutes is going to be on. I can't guarantee that I'm even going to be on, or how long I'm going to be on for, or if I'm even going to be on. But when it does air, I will let you guys know so you guys can watch it. What do they say? Every week they get between 10 and 12 million people watch it. So hey, I've been on a Netflix movie, The $1 Million Pigeon. That was only for a minute or two, and hopefully now I get to go on 60 Minutes. So that'll be kind of interesting. You know, it's interesting in your life, the stories and the chapters that you have. I think everyone has those. It's just a matter of if you recognize them and you see them. But your book will be pretty good if you write your own book. Not that I'm ever planning on writing a book. No, I don't. I'd make one copy for myself, and then I wouldn't read it. It'd have to be a picture book. But anyways, oh, I have to show the hen. Come on, guys, don't be shy. Let's get the hen out. We got some more comments coming in. Mike Green, becoming superstar. No, no, no. Not me. Not me. I'm just regular, guys. I'm just like you guys. Just my job in this world is to take you guys to where you all want to go, and I'll take you there. And we do it always together. Here's the hen in the Van Dyke pair. She's very, very nice. They match and stack perfectly. They almost look like twinsies. Again, rippling, blown out real, real nice. Again, great coverage on the back. Nice wings. But a real nice pair. Again, Lars did a fantastic job selecting. Again, this auction closes Wednesday evening. All bids are in Canadian dollars, and you can purchase from anywhere. You can purchase if you're from Australia. I just don't know how you're going to get them there. That's up to you. But nice pigeon, nice hen. Which one do you guys prefer, the cock or the hen? You tell me. Saturday night, Lars and myself went to Belar. I think it's Belar Heist Club, and we went to the bond auction. That was fun. Again, it was all in Flemish. I didn't really want to do a video there. I just didn't want to overstep, but I thought it was pretty darn good. Nice to see a room full of pigeon men and women. Uh, they gave awards and trophies, and they had an auction with a bond auction as well. So that was good. You're the man for blowing out them birds, mate. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, yeah, it's not me, it's the birds, Jeff. I honestly, I'm going to tell you, people say, well, I know how to blow out pigeons. I don't blow them out. They blow themselves out. They're good pigeons, good quality. Mike likes the hen a little more. They both match good. She's a little smaller. He's a little bigger. It's hard to pick. I really like his head. I really like his look in the loft. He's got that good look. He got that look where in a group of 30, 40 pigeons, you sort of see him. He's not you don't miss him. You see him. What is your thoughts on the short back wing? Sure. You want a nice step, short wing. You're looking for, a short wing, but then you got to see the steps in the wing, and you got to just have overall a good wing. I like the nice coverage. I like those soft feathers. And I mean, we learned some of this stuff I think in a wing, you want to see a whole wing that's perfect, not just a short back wing and the flights aren't nice or you know, when you see big, thick flights, I don't know. You kind of look, sometimes I say, well, what's a nice wing? Sometimes you just look at a wing and you go, "That's a beautiful wing." The other day on the show, we sold lot number 2 for Serge Van Alsager, and it was a Van Larcock. He just had an absolute gorgeous wing. It was a wing that went for miles. The feathers were just sitting so nice. There was great ventilation. It covered the back so good. He gave you the wing. He took the wing back. The forearm was nice. It wasn't overly tight, wasn't overly loose. It was that perfect. Perfect. What's going on, my friend? How are you? I'm doing okay. So yeah, and it's funny. Sometimes you look at certain pigeons, and there's just something that you say, yeah, it all seems to fit, or it looks good. It looks good even to the eye. It's the same reason why pigeons catch your eye. I was with Eddie today, and Eddie Jansen, and he said, Ryan, I got a super pigeon from Bart and Nance Van Okel, and I said, okay, and they're very good flyers in the turnout area, good on national races. Very good. They're a good pigeon team. And every year they sell bonds, and they have a day where they make it like an event. So you can come from 11 in the morning until 1 o'clock and pick. If you win a bond, you can pick a youngster from the loft, and they have a section with 60 or 80 or 100 youngsters that you can pick from. And Eddie says, he gets there, and there's guys that are going through the birds, blah, 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 like really going through them. And he says, I just look in, and he says, that one catches my eye. Pick it up. He says, it caught my eye. Pick it up, take it home, and breed top pigeons out of it. Where other people are going through, and sometimes they look really looking hard. I think sometimes you overlook. Sometimes you're going to see it in the 3 seconds. And remember, I said to the guys from Australia, the 3 second rule, you can use it multiple ways. Take a look at the pigeons in an auction. Walk through the room and don't look at the pedigrees and say, what pigeon catches my eye? Bang, that one catches my eye. And that one really catches my eye. Then go over and handle them. That's still catching my eye. The last thing you're going to do is look at the pedigree. So many people go to the auction and or go somewhere and they're looking at pedigrees. The pigeon looks like hell, but the pedigree's great. I gotta have it. If you see this, stay away. Did you take the maze for oysters? No, I didn't, but I took, well, I didn't take, I'm not allowed to. It was the group from 60 Minutes. The 60-minute group, we went for oysters. Again, Guy, it was his treat. Again, if you're on the show, you're not allowed to buy them dinner. We did have some truths here, so that was fun. I think just certain birds have that factor, and that's what we're talking about, Mike. Certain birds just jump out at you and catch your eye. And you'll see something different than somebody else. But I say that 3 second rule is the pigeon that catches their eye. I can sometimes be looking and the auction cage is closed, but I look in Mike Green's hands and he's holding the pigeon that's in that cage, and I'm watching the pigeon in his hands, and I go, oh, he still catches my eye. I like that. So there's a lot of 3 second rules that you can use. I hope that helps. I don't know if that does. Stay away from the pedigrees at first. Just, and that's why on our auctions we put the photo. The photo is always going to look like your Pamela Anderson. Okay, it's always going to look great. The photo. Forget the photo. Look at the live video of the pigeon. Look at the pigeon in my hands. Take a look. That's the real. That's what you should be looking at. If we were to put live photos out, it wouldn't be. People want airbrush photos and perfection photos, and I get that. Good. But that's why we put the iVideo, the iPhoto, the bird photo, the bird live in the hands, the bird live in the photo box, so you can see. Is the 60 Minutes going to be a documentary on pigeon racing? Pigeon racing, one loft racing, and pigeon theft. I believe that's what it's going to be on. Again, I don't know if they're going to change their direction. I will say that I was a part of it. I hope my interview, whatever they took from it, it's okay. I hope I didn't offend anybody. Uh, I was the exact same as I am on my shows. I'm not going to change. So if you do watch it, you probably, hopefully, if you guys see it, you'll say, "Yeah, that's the same Ryan." The 3 second rule is the best thing you learned on the tour. And I'm going to say this. Um, for people that don't understand the 3 second rule, you can't do the 3 second rule until you start handling lots of pigeons. And what I mean by this is if you've never handled world class pigeons, okay, first national ace, um, these big winners, champion birds, ace pigeons, multiple winners. If you haven't handled them, it's hard to know what that 3 second rule is. For instance, if you go get show homers, okay, the breed, they're show homers. They can't home, they barely can fly. You can put them in your hand. They've got soft, silky feathers. They got big, strong muscles. Their backs are always nice and strong normally. They're beautiful. They're 10s out of 10s. But that's not what it is. You know, I'm lucky enough to have handled some of the best pigeons in the last, I'm going to say 10 to 15 years. And I have been lucky. I handled, hey, maybe one of my first experiences in handling great pigeons, and I'm going to give a plug to this, was at Mike Gannis's. I handled pigeons like the Rocket, Golden Matins, Bojangles, um, uh, I think it was the Creator line. I handled all of those pigeons. I handled Finicky 5000. I handled Hollywood's Best. I handled Hollywood. And I'm giving that plug because I think that Mike really had great pigeons back then. I handled Wolverine, okay, and I've also handled uh, some of the ace pigeons from one-off races. They were very nice as well, very top quality first ace pigeons. I always found that the ace pigeons always felt a little bit better than just the pigeons that won. Just my opinion. So, I mean, that was maybe one of my first for handling a lot of international pigeons then. And then as I came to Europe, it just got better and better and better, and I handled more and more and more and more and more. I've handled pigeons that, I mean, Franz and Dirk Morris. You ask the guys at the Pigeon Boss tour, they went there on the first day at the first loft. The first three pigeons they handled, $150,000 pigeon, a $350,000 pigeon, and a $500,000 pigeon, and all of them what they weren't offered enough money for, and they weren't for sale. But those were pigeons that were top national ace pigeons that flew 10 times in the top 100 nationals. Super pigeons. That's at one loft. And you go to that loft. You go then to Chris Clarebon. Then you go to Willie Daniels. You handle Sarah and Nadine. I handled both of those pigeons in one show. Again, unbelievable, eh? And the list goes on and on. And I've been lucky enough to handle. I handled right after she won from combination Alfred from Van Zuren, Olympic Henny, the first Olympiada ace pigeon. I've went to Van de Posh and handled No Limit, handled Murphy's Law. I've handled, uh, I'm not trying to drop names, but you start handling those pigeons. They don't always have to be perfect, but in the 3-second rule, bang, it's 9.5 out of 10. It's 10 out of 10. It's a 9.8, almost perfect. David Tracy says, hey now, the Bosman's a leaking bird, dark check, pied cock, caught my eye, and I just saw something in him. And again, David, that was Dirk's pick of the sale, the black pied cock. Congratulations. You got him. Excellent. Best breeding hen this year was picked from a friend that had to get out of pigeons, and I just stood out and never seen a pedigree till after the young bird season. Good job, Mike. Mrs. Tracy Norway Lions. Hey now, how are you? Welcome back to the show. So, what I'm saying is, if and I'll also add to this. Uh, Wherever I've gone since I can't remember, since I was little, whenever my dad took me somewhere, if it was auctions or it was to a good pigeon man's place, I was always handling top pigeons. I always want to see the top pigeons. Um, and those top pigeons always have something. There are exceptions to a rule. Sometimes you'll feel one that's not perfect. But if you feel those pigeons that aren't perfect, you will find things that are perfect in them. So I grew up very lucky to get to handle. And I give credit to some of those birds that I got a chance to handle. I got to go to Spring Hill and handle some great pigeons. I've been to Gallows Loft, handled some great pigeons there. Uh, what more can I say? But that's how I learned this. This is how you learn this 3-second rule, and it's only from handling great pigeons. So, if you get a chance to, and what I'll say is, sometimes you have a 100-mile race. Okay, let's use 100-mile or 150-mile race. It's a tailwind. The pigeons are flying super fast. Okay, go handle the winning pigeons. Go handle the first 5 pigeons that won. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Go handle them all. Feel them and say, what is your thought? Okay. The next race, 100-mile race. Instead of tailwinds, it's extreme headwinds. Hard. It's a slow race. Birds are flying 1100s, 1,000, 1100. Go handle those birds, the first 5, and see the difference. And then you get further out in distance, the harder the races, you feel the difference in pigeons. When it's more working days for pigeons, those pigeons are between 1100 and 1200 or 1300, those speeds. 11, 1200, those are really good working day pigeons that you're normally going to find. The pigeons at the top are built the way God intended them to be, with very few flaws, those winning pigeons. So it's something that you notice. So, and I always say, if you can't come to Belgium or Holland or go in your own area, make it a point to go and handle guys' champion birds. At the end of the season, go handle a few champion birds in the combine. And you'll see how they're built. Remember, ace pigeons are better than race winners. And Mike says it right. The more you handle, the more you know what you're looking for. And sometimes it's funny. Me and Lars are talking to Marcel, and Marcel's showing us something that he's looking for in a pigeon. we all picked the same pigeon that we like, but Marcel showed us something else that he liked in the pigeon that either our fingers already agreed on it, but we didn't know what it was, or we learned it. But yeah, I do feel this, but this is in the super feathers, or the quills of the feather, or the smoothness of the feather, or the feathers overlap and there's no ripples. I mean, it's interesting, but at the end of the day, Marcel has the fingers, Lars has the fingers, I have the fingers. We think we have the fingers, but we like what we like. And we all seem to pick around the same. And I think that means you're onto the right track. And again, just my opinion, right? Just my opinion. But definitely handle pigeons. Definitely handle pigeons. And if you guys watch all these tours, they're all selecting hard. Eddie Jansen said to me today, Ryan, the best partner I have is the basket. He never lies. Okay? Dirk, the basket never lies. David Peters, the basket never lies. Take a look at the people I've asked that question in the same answer, the same song. They may say it a different way, it may come out with a different accent, but the basket never lies. That's your number one partner. So if you all say, he flies with his dad, and that's great. He has a partner. You have a partner. It's the basket. And remember that. Everyone has the basket. It's if you're willing to use it and listen to it and take the honest results from it, because the basket's not going to lie to you. I don't think it will. I've never heard anyone say the basket's lied to me. If anything, you lie to yourself and not put them in the basket. Well, then the basket can't help you. So we got the Franz and Dirk Morris. What do you guys think? And I'm really going to ask this, and I'm not going to say anything anymore until I get an answer. What do you guys think of White Pigeon Loft? Geert and Theo Wagens tonight at 9 p.m. We're going to look at their lots. Show's going to come on after I'm off, so that's going to air. But what have you guys thought of their pigeons? Those Gabby Vandenbiels. I mean, they had $1 million collection. They whittled them down to the ones that do the damage. And on a national level, pound for pound, they have maybe the best Gabbies in Belgium. And I'm being honest with that. They really work hard on national flights. They're only interested in national flights. Remember, if there's another thing you're going to learn, national flights are pigeons that are doing between 400 and 700, 800 kilometers in that zone. Okay, national ace pigeons. Those are great pigeons. Those are the real thoroughbreds. Not knocking the sprint pigeons. They're great. It's a little different category. World class is Mr. Peeves. Again, guys, Peevler loves his chocolate chip cookies. One of these days, he's going to put his chocolate chip recipe on the line for you. So when he does, get involved with that. Try and make them. Oh, I'm looking at my kitchen here. I got to tidy up. I made dinner and I wasn't very hungry. I was kind of a little flat. I feel actually quite dizzy tonight. That might be just from being tired. I'm not sure. But we got lots of pigeons to photograph, so that's going to be a busy night. You guys seem to be quiet tonight. Why is everyone so quiet? Yeah, I think they are super birds. Of course they are. National pigeons fly against the whole country. You see, the difference in Holland and Belgium is Holland, they're in zones. Belgium, it's the whole country on a national flight. Can't talk, eating. All right. Well, Tracy, you're not talking, you're typing. But if your fingers are sticky, I get it. No, that's going to be a real good auction. This is their second time. First time up, I couldn't get the time with them to do the interviews that I wanted, and it hurt the auction. But I think you guys are really going to enjoy those pigeons. And hey, if you like the Gabby Vandennabeels, I mean, they always said that the Gabby pigeons were like the Van Loons. They had a different DNA in them or something. I don't know if that's true, but there's something to it. I think because I've heard that quite a few times. All of the tours and breeders are world class. Yeah, I try to find those people that are like that. Again, sometimes people are shy, they're nervous, they don't open up as much. And I try and always tell them it's like going, this is when you do an interview with me, it's like going to the dentist. No, I promise you it's not going to hurt. We're going to give you a little bit of freezing, make you laugh, relax, and go through it. And normally it's like that, but it's the nerves. I know people asked me for 60 minutes, was I nervous? Um, I wasn't nervous, but normally I'm in control of the start of the show. Hey Ryan, Fesley Pigeon Auctions, blah 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 blah. I start the shows. I do it. Even on our auction shows, Leah will start those. But so it was a little different for me doing it that way. But other than that, it was fine. Maybe 1.2 seconds just before. I think my only nervous part was when I sat in the chair and I had to sit, and they wanted me to keep my arms still and not move too much. I think it was for maybe about 10 seconds until I was like, okay, Shas, start with the questions. Let's go. But once that happened, I was fine. Um, I think tough birds would be good with. I think those pigeons would be good with the Anik pigeons. Yeah. Again, Anik is more in the provincial racing, but overall she can win a national ace pigeon. The Wagians are more national flights, so bigger through the country. But I think those two would cross absolutely perfect. But the Gabby Vandennabeele pigeons, they'll cross great with whatever you have. Again, I think just a special family of pigeons. And the other thing that I liked about the sit down interview was they bought over 100 Gabbies directly from Gabby. And they say it right on the video. All the they didn't buy like grandchildren. They bought direct from Rudy, the Wittenbach. They bought them all directs. That loft only was interested in direct children. So they bought the best of the best of the best. Fun fact. What's up, Mr. Nelson? How are you, my brother? Fun fact. The first time I went to White Pigeon Lofts, um, I went there and it was only Theo Wagens, that's Gert's father, and he speak almost zero English. And I went there and I was sitting in the kitchen. And I mean, the house is magnificent. The lofts, it was like mouth watering, drooling. It was like that. Taj Mahal nice. And they were such normal people. You didn't know they were rich people, and they're not rich like rich. They're hardworking. They've made it rich. They've done it the hard way. So we're in there, and I don't know. We're in there, and I'm trying to communicate, and I'm looking. I'm trying to do my thing with very little English. And they're giving me their best, and they take me through the loft. We come back in and we're having a drink, and again it's very hard to communicate. And he keeps pointing down, pointing down, and I don't understand what he's pointing at. Pointing down, the best pigeons are here. The best pigeons are here, is what he's saying. The best pigeons are here. And I'm like, yeah, I know the best. You have awesome pigeons. They're here, yeah. And I'm thinking he means on this property. And then he says, "Come with me," and we go down the stairs, down the basement, and sure as shit, he meant in the house, in the basement, were all the top breeders. Uh, I say the $1 million collection of pigeons. And that was interesting. I mean, I had never seen that before. I mean, what a setup! Even in the basement, he had the proper UV lights, like your marijuana growing lights, so the pigeons get natural sunlight. Because in a basement of a house, there's no sunlight, But he had it all done top notch, top quality. And the pigeons that were down in there that I handled that day, I handled the directs from Rudy. I think I handled again well over $1 million in pigeons there. Does that mean anything? No, but that was the level they were going for. And when I sat down and we looked at these lots and we went through everything, you know, I like it when they say, yeah, we bought 80 or we bought 100, and we cut them down and cut them down and cut them down to the ones that could do it. And that's honest. They didn't say I bought 80 and they were all good. If hell, if they'd have said that, that's bullshit. But the fact that they're honest, I think it's a safe buy. And they've done the work for you, so you don't have to. Oh, when does it air on TV? I think sometime end of February, between end of February and March. 60 Minutes. It can be a great asset for the sport to do a documentary. Yeah, I did talk with Sharon about something on a reality show. I don't know if that will come too. They talked to me about that as well. I don't know if that could ever be, but hey, you never know. That'll be fun. I hope you combed your hair. Oh, my hair is combed today. It's just a little messy. I got to get my hair cut one of these days. I'm feeling just beat today. I almost feel sick right now. Very, not nauseous, but just kind of dizzy. Maybe the gin's not helping, but I always have a drink with you guys. We've been on for 58 minutes. So yeah, I thought that was a great time when I went to the Wagens. And I've been invited to go and watch Barcelona's there. And Gert Wagens, and Gert and myself, definitely, if we went to school together, we would be friends. He's a good guy. Again, a father and son team. I really like that. I love the passion they have for the pigeons. I love that he plays with his father. I love that they both have their strengths and they feed off their strengths. I think that's really nice. It's the same with Franz and Dirk Morris. Again, actually, I don't know. Is this our first time at Feathers Elite we've done back-to-back father and son teams? That's pretty awesome. So, hey, things to look at, right? I'm debating whether I should have another gin. Oh, I forgot to say this. Yes, happy Thanksgiving. And also, I am going to have to give my mom a call on November 25th. It's my mom's birthday. Uh, so, it's always shitty when you're not there. I mean, not that we're big birthday people or whatever, but, I think sometimes I will say this for people that want to know what this is like. I eat, sleep, and raise pigeons. I'm here. I have a house, I have a loft, and it's pigeons all day, every day. I create pigeon content. Um, I I think maybe my only friends here are Lars and Marcel. Again, my the breeders, I'm friends with them, but I always like to keep my breeders as it's business. I'm friendly, but I don't sometimes want to get over the top. Just because you want to keep a professional, um, it's professional. Lars is a good friend of mine. Again, I was very lucky to find a guy that we clicked good. Uh, he's just a really good guy. It was like a friend that I was supposed to meet, and I had to come out halfway across the world. And I will say, being here, I'm so lucky to have him here. He might never see this and not know, but sometimes it takes that little bit of pressure off. We went to the pigeon auction on Saturday, and afterwards, we were going to go out and get some Chinese, and we just come back here, and I made dinner at 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night. We had dinner and we had dessert, and we just talked and laughed and joked and talked about pigeons or soccer or things in life, and that's really, really good. But I'll tell you, when you're gone away, you really notice how much you miss your family or the ones that matter to you. You miss them. And you take for granted when you're at home or when you can spend time with that certain someone, you miss it. Uh, and even your own animals, your dogs or your cats or you even miss your car, for Christ's sakes. So people always say, well, you're lucky or you're on vacation. This is the farthest thing from that, and I'm not complaining. I'm super blessed to do this, but you really sometimes you go, birthdays were never a big thing at our house. I feel bad I'm not going to be there for my mom's birthday, and probably if I was there, we'd just say happy birthday, and I'd get her an ice cream or something small, and that would be it. But you notice it. You say, oh shit, I'm not going to be there, or you can't see them, or you can't make them breakfast, or you can't, I don't know. But you only realize these things when you lose them, you know, or when you don't have them. Tomorrow is Big Nance's birthday, yes. Why can't she have a B day in May like the rest of the Zonigans? Well, because she's not a Zonigan. She's the cross. Cross to make to make a super pigeon man. Ricky needed the right cross. I know when I flew with my dad, Mike Green says this. I knew when I flew with my dad was the best time we had. The best time when he had passed away. It was hard for a while, but thankfully my wife got into it along with my kids, and that's great, Mike. And always remember, and I think this is true. Um, I think if you fly partners with your dad or your wife or your kids or your whatever, the thing you have in common are those pigeons, and that's you know the best thing you can do is keep playing with them because it keeps the spirit going. I agree. It gets lonely at times. You miss the small things. And Mike Green, I know Mike's on the road, and being a truck driver, that's tough. Just looking at a highway, but you get lonely. It gets a little bit. I'm not going to say depressing, but you get like, I can't wait to go home. I can't wait. And it's the small things. It's the little things. It's those little idiosyncrasies, and it's true, 100%. But no, I'm not whining and I'm not complaining. And I think it's good. I do think it's good that you experience this. I take this as a learning of to not take something for granted, a birthday or Christmas, or just being able to see the ones you love every day or talk to the ones. I live in Senegal, West Side Lofts. All right, Senegal. And although this show is about pigeons, sometimes you got to look at other things than other than pigeons, and that's sort of what we are talking about tonight. But it's so amazing how the pigeons is a full circle, and we all share the same love and this passion. So we're all family members. We might not all like each other, or we might say something. Hey, you may hear me. I'll talk shit about people or something I don't like. But if they have pigeons in the end, hey, we're still part of the family. Not everyone likes every brother and sister, or some family members don't get along, or blah blah blah. I get it, but if you have pigeons, I will say you are part of the pigeon family. Um, so there. All right. Just taking a break here from talking for a second. So check out this week what we got running at Feathers Elite. It just gets better and better and better. Got a lot of great auctions coming up. Again, all bids are in Canadian dollars. We ask people when you win a bid, try and get your payment in ASAP. It helps us get the money to the breeders. Again, guys, you want world class pigeons. I can get them for you at a fair, good buying price. We need the money to pay the breeders. That's how it works. People always say, well, I don't want to pay until the bird gets in. It doesn't work that way. You win the bid, pay for the bird, it's done. The breeder gets the bird, or breeder gets the money, and that's how it works. So, again, fun show tonight. I'm definitely feeling a little worn out. Actually, I sort of don't want to get off the show because I don't want to do photography tonight. I'm not gonna lie, but I know if I don't, I'm gonna be working till 5 o'clock in the morning, and I got other stuff to do. Yeah, and I think Mike Green, he says it right. You know, pigeons are what bring all different people together, and it doesn't mean you're gonna like all the people, but they all like pigeons, so you kind of gotta like them. You know, hey Ryan, what do you think about Eldorado Loft in Canada? Good. He's flying he's doing a. Actually, I did want to give him a little shout out, Eldorado Loft. I don't know the gentleman. He's been flying in some races. He's been flying one loft races for a while, and he's been doing very, very well, scoring in the top multiple times, different races. Every year, he seems to put birds in the winning. I would say right now, I would say he's the best one loft flyer in Canada. I'm being honest. Again, I don't know the type of pigeons he has. I think his name's Walter. He never flew in our race, but he's done good. He did good at the California Classic. I think I see him do well at the Hoosier. He's getting birds in the money, which is good. But definitely by far, I think he's the best Canadian one loft flyer at this point, and he's been good for a while. Whenever he seems to put birds in, he seems to get one in the money. Which is it luck? I don't know. I think one time's lucky. But I think overall he's doing something right. He's got something that's working. I would be interested just to talk with him, see what it's about. Again, I don't know how that would go. Canadians are a little bit funny, but I did want to give him. Thanks for bringing that up, Ruben. I did want to give him a shout out there because he's been doing well. Yeah, he won the Royal Cup, or yeah, California Classic Royal Cup. The Timmerman race, that's good. He was on the first drop. That was great, and he's done good in some other ones. I've seen him in the last 2 or 3 seasons really get some really good results right up in there. Uh, and I always say Canadians don't listen, but if Canadians sent more birds to the San Diego Classic, the Holiday Cup, and the Royal Cup, those 3 races, I think they'd see their birds do quite well. For some reason, San Diego for birds from Canada seem to always do well. Fred Goodchild did well. Jim McGinnis did well. I've done well. I don't know what it is, but I'm more interested in sending birds there than I am to any other races in the U.S. I don't know why. Even when Ron Steinbrenner ran the Triple Crown, I enjoyed it and always made my money back and some. Always had enough for a great vacation. That's the truth. But good job to Eldorado Lofts. Even though I'm not a big One Loft fan, I got to give credit where credit is due. I don't know the birds he has, but he's doing something right. He's got in there. And, it can happen. You're going to go boom, 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 and then he might fall off a bit and then come back again. I'm sure he's got one little group of pigeons that he's doing it with, and he's not tripping over his feet. So good on him. Nice to see a Canadian guy up there that's winning. So there's my plug for Eldorado Loss. I think his name's Walter. Walter Fantal? I don't know. His name's Walter? I don't know. What else we gotta say, guys? Everybody's quiet tonight. Come on, Ali, hup! Let's go before I wrap this up. If nobody's got nothing more to say, we're gonna wrap this up here in the next few minutes. We're on for an hour and 12. We might take this to an hour and 15 if we don't get any more participation. I know I'm supposed to come up with the content. Hey, I do. I come up with this as much as I can. Uh, I want to say thanks. I had a little bit of motivation tonight. Kept me on the straight line, which was good. So thanks for that. I don't want to go down the negative hole. I had somebody last week that was trying to rip it apart, and I'm getting too old for it. Let's go with positivity, man. Let's keep it positive. Yeah, busy week coming up at Feathers Elite, Pigeon Boss Tours, German show. I'll be going to Rick Herman's on Wednesday. Again, selecting pigeons. I've got a lot of new breeders in the queue, which is great. So that's going to be great for you guys. And again, world-class pigeons. But this is season 8, so you see each season we push it harder, we push it harder, we push it harder, we push it harder, we push it harder. You got to keep pushing. And that's what you got to do in racing. You got to push hard, grade hard, call hard. And that's that. So reminder, guys, final call on our D. Schumacher pairs. There they are there. The Van Dykes, beautiful. Sorry, hit the button for that. My apologies. And I think I'm going to wrap this show up. I'm feeling beat, worn down, tired. Great show. Love the pigeon talk. Cheers from the UK. Thank you, Frank Wildwind. I don't feel so wild tonight as you would say. But time for me to start photography with the pigeons. I think it's good. I think I've gone the distance I can go. You guys make the show great. Like, share, and subscribe. And keep promoting this beautiful sport. Remember, we're all assholes, but if we all love pigeons, then we're all on the same team. So I'm an asshole just like you are. But we got pigeons, so we're on the same team. Good night, Peeves. Good night, all. Good night, my friends from Australia, UKers, Americans, Canadians, all the assholes out there. I say good night to you all. And we'll see you next week for the Monday Night Show. Stay tuned for some great content. It's only getting better from here. Bye for now.